From the front page of the Yonkers Statesman, November 14, 1916. Headline: More strikers desert union, and more trolley cars are in operation on various Yonkers lines. A statement issued this morning by the railroad company says that 3 former employees have returned to work from the union. Efforts to ascertain the identity of the 2 evoked vehement denial from strikers of the company's claim. Louis Patera, acquitted yesterday of complicity in the riots of October 1st and 2nd, deserted his former companions, it was learned today, and returned to the company's employ, several strikers told of having seen him working this morning. 6 cars have been added to those already in operation, making 32 in all. Most of these, it was said, have been put on the Broadway Park Avenue line. No new lines have been opened. The Tuckahoe line will open tomorrow morning. It is reported that within the next few days, 10 additional crews will qualify for service under the ordinance. At the present rate, it has been estimated a normal service on all lines of 60-odd cars will be resumed by the end of the week. Frank O'Shea, president of the Buffalo Local of Street Railway Employees, addressed the strikers' meeting this morning in Hibernian Hall. His attention was called to a rumor that general organizer William B. Fitzgerald had fled to parts unknown and had called off the strike for the present because District Attorney Swan had expressed a desire to see him. Mr. O'Shea said that the police had done everything possible to obtain conclusive evidence implicating Fitzgerald, Daniel Shea, and other union officials in the plot to dynamite various subway stations. Those under arrest at present, he said, for their part in the explosion at 110th Street, New York, had been offered immunity and other inducements if they would charge some high union official with the crime committed. These prisoners themselves claim that great pressure has been brought to bear upon them, but the men adhere to their original story. Headline: The Common Council. A formal complaint against the alleged partisan activities of Police Chief Wolf in relation to the trolley strike was made to the Common Council at its stated meeting last night by Samuel Hoey, Cornelius Kelleher, and Frank Haight, officers of Division 490 of the Trolleymen's International Union. They asked that the Commissioner of Public Safety be directed to report to the Board of Aldermen why he had refused to entertain charges against Police Chief Wolf, that he had refused to enforce the provisions of Section 55 of the Code of Ordinances. This complaint was originally drawn up in the form of a resolution, the apparent intention being to have one of the aldermen introduce it. None of the aldermen appeared willing to have his name attached to the paper as the introducer, and finally the paper was signed by Messrs. Hoey, Kelleher, and Haight. After it had been read by the city clerk, paper was referred to the Committee on Railroads, of which Alderman Ryan is chairman. The alderman announced that he would hold a hearing in relation to the complaint Saturday morning. Headline: Use of Money in Election. A U.S. senatorial investigation of the alleged misuse of money in the presidential campaign was announced definitely today by administration officials. The preliminary plans have been made, and a resolution providing the machinery for the inquiry is ready to be introduced soon after Congress convenes next month. Evidence in the states is being collected. The plan is to call those actually in charge of campaign finances before the Senate committee. Headline: Prison population less as probation increases in state. And that's the news from Yonkers 100 years ago today.